Oceanova was once in a lifetime. They're breaking new ground, making something meaningful. Mining methane hydrate frozen beneath the seabed. There's alternatives, but none so plentiful. It's clean and safe. I couldn't say no.
Date, 2019, February 2nd. Latitude, 48 degrees, 52.6 south. Longitude, 123 degrees, 23.6 west. External PSI, 5,120.35. Depth, 3,417.03 meters. External temperature, 2.11 degrees Celsius, 35.79 degrees Fahrenheit. Lost and alone on the ocean floor. Narcosis is a game that some would say is a walking simulator. I just don't have an opinion about it. This game brings a cloud of dread as you play through the game. But why, you may ask, why the dreary beginning? Well, to this I have one word to say, and that is isolation. You are only the only person around. You only come across your dead colleagues and give a literal retort about them. You're relatively alone. You are just by yourself. Those that are alive are just so far away that you can't even really interact with them at all. You're just all alone. And what this game does is have a narration over it.
I sure as hell didn't expect to run into them.
And it does pull this off really well. The voice acting to this game is amazing. And that's really, there's only three people talking. And that's it. It's just three people talking, and they hired good voice actors. But another point of view is why you're alone affects the gameplay is through the character's mental state. Well, can you imagine that you're walking through a suit where everything else is flooded and you're constantly wearing it, where the outside of it is death? If you go out of that, you will die. And, well, the game reflects that. Over the course of the game, in the midsection, you find a old picture of a man in those old diving suits. And, well, you get a mental freak out, I would have to say. And throughout the rest of the game, that character guides you, while another that can reflect to your friend who dies in the beginning of the game reflects trying to kill you. Maybe it's like something to do with guilt, but that's not what I'm here for. This game's mental areas are, I would have to say, really well done. They add sections that would have been relatively boring, areas that add a challenging type of thing. I mean, I didn't really look up a walkthrough. You just really have to, you'd have to power through it, and I powered through it, but you can just look up a walkthrough to find the things easier. But I would have to say that ruins the gameplay, because it just has this flowing attitude where there are times when it does stop and then times that it doesn't, and it just gets amazing. I would have to say a quarter way through the game, you actually hit people trying to find you, and knowing that you are the cause of their death. Like, I found out later, I thought, it's amazing. This game exploited my fear of the ocean, and it worked phenomenally. So, in an area of the game, you go into a submarine, and it's already flooded, so you can't really take off your suit. But as you go through, you're flying out, you're like, oh my god, it's almost over. You're gonna be okay. Well, you crash into something, and from what I could see from it, was like as if a giant sea monster from the deep. And there's certain clips in this game where you'll see is that there's a giant fucking squid and octopus And I thought to myself is, what if that thing fucking grabs me? This game is, it acts basic, but it presents something that not even Call of Duty can. And in this game brings a sense of dread, like, what if? And that is truly amazing with what this game brings. The mood of it is amazing. And when you get to the end, this completely caught me off guard. Like, I will not spoil anything, but if you look back, you will see you can see what it would be. This game is truly one that should be gotten. I mean, by the time of this, at the end of this recording, the Steam Summer Sale's over, and I only got this for $13. But when there's a sale on this game, you should go and get it, because the price that it's regularly at, I wouldn't say should be there, but if there's a Steam Summer Sale, get this game, or get it, because you should definitely play it. It's amazing. You have to play this game. The only downside to me is possibly the combat. The combat is not relatively amazing, but the areas where you have to avoid animals, you don't really have to avoid the cuttlefish and the anglerfish, I'll say, because I know it's not, but it looks like it from... Anyways, those two fishes, they're trying to kill you. The crabs, those fucking crabs, those are terrifying. Those crabs make me have a fear of crabs. Those king crabs are just crazy. That you cannot kill them. They are a hazard. You do not want to be them. Every time I was near them, I was like freaking out the entire time. You need to get this game if you're in the love with crab. But seriously, this is a must buy for a sale, basically. If there's anything else you should know, it's this game should be played. It's phenomenal.